Hey Capricorn, this is your read for the week of July the 8th. Cards are already shuffled and we're just going to get right on into it here and see what is actually kind of going on for you guys. I was going to actually do 5 cards, but then I'd want to do 7 for the whole week, and I'm just not going to do that. So this is basically for the week of the 7th, and we will just clarify all of these things. Everything you need to know is in the description box down below. And any questions you got over there, because that's the questions that I answer when I do the little video clips, hey, you can send that in as well. So all your questions are welcome when it comes to things, when it comes to life, love, and relationship. Wow, this card shouldn't even be here. Interesting. But I'm going to put it aside there. Why? Because it came up. It's mixed in there. It's not even in the right deck. How did that happen? Looks like I got a couple of those. Okay, that's not your problem. Look at that. See? One that's not even in the right deck, so I'm just going to put that aside for you here. All right, here, so not your problem. Sorry about that. All right, what do we have going on here for the week of July the 8th for Capricorn? All right, put this one aside here because obviously this one just looks like it's choices that are going to be made this week, simply because that one just seemed to pop on out, so we'll leave it there. You got the spider, you have the wolf in reverse, and you have protection and learning in reverse. All right, so what it looks like is obviously decisions that you make, and this makes a whole lot of sense. Everything you say, everything you do is connected to everything it is you do, so it makes sense that you have the two of swords going around. Page of Swords. I'm reading this like the two. Wow. Even when I was doing a pre-shuffle for you guys, the connection with you guys, it seemed really scattered. I'm assuming something is really scattered because it seems like every time I try to follow through with you guys, everything seems to be incredibly scattered. Don't know why, that's just what seems to be coming up for some reason. So, Page of Swords. Communication is what this is going to be about. Maybe a conversation that has to happen. One of the things that's really standing out here, even though this is the Magician, is the sword, ironically, a little bit more so. So, I'm going to assume this is going to be a little more personal, maybe a little more intimate, but we shall see. Clarifying the spider in the universe, we have the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Now, this really is turning away from a fight, unless you did have a fight. Now, the fact that you have the 10 of Cups right down over here, this could mean family if it's a little more personal, but this is typically the fortune after difficulty, but I see a little bit of stress coming out here. You got the King of Cups, then you have the stress coming right out here. So I'm assuming this is some sort of family matter when it comes to conversation that has to happen. So this one here makes a whole lot of sense that it actually came out. A little bizarre that it did, but fitting nonetheless, and that's all that makes a difference. So 10 of Cups can be usually the wonderful stuff of where you go, but even diagonally here, we have got the Page of Cups, and then we go to the learning protection. So there may be some sort of conversation here, which maybe is a little bit stressful. Is it a terrible thing? No, of course not. It just means that there's something that's going on that you need to pay attention to. The good part about this is it's not choosing to be in some sort of a fight and a struggle. It is turning away from that. It is really kind of avoiding that. It's not something that you actually want, and it has to do specifically with family or the happiness that is maybe that you are looking for. Okay, we're going to clarify all of this stuff. Wolf Teacher, it is in reverse, which means there is obviously some sort of lesson in this. How things connect to everything else. Okay, so this may have been decisions that were made a long time ago. We'll add some more to this. Either way before this week. Decisions that were made, they are affecting things now. Everything you do is connected to everything it is you do. Now, Capricorn, you're definitely on this trying to make things happen type of groove. That's just what it feels like. That's what I've been getting for you. I don't remember your last reads. I never do. Reads will repeat sometimes, and it's kind of crazy. I don't trust any reader that says that, everything has to be different, because really, how different can we be from one day to the next? We are who we are. But something that's about decisions in the past affecting things in the future. And it sounds like that's where this sort of just unease is coming from, not this wonderful comfort, easy stuff here. So there's something to learn from, not fallout, but the repercussions of decisions that were made before, how it is they're actually coming to fruition right now. A lot of swords, a lot of communication, a lot of thinking, a lot in the head stuff that's going on. I think it's really just putting things together. It doesn't mean that it's anything bad. You're a Capricorn. If anybody can put things together, a Capricorn is the ones that can. And it is seeing those things a little bit clearly. So I think this stuff will be coming to light. Definitely I'm seeing here the family stuff at the same time. Wolf really does represent that a whole lot. Page of Cups, but it is in reverse. So this is really a letting go of something else and is emotionally here. Definitely in the middle of the week, I'm seeing things to be a little more emotional, okay? We might lay out cards for every day of the week to clarify this a little bit. So somehow you're unsettled in the decisions that are being made, in the conversations and things that are coming up. It doesn't mean that it's horrible. It just means that it's unsettled. That's all. This may not be the most wonderful thing. This is just 1 week anyways. Protection and learning, and I think that may be exactly what's happening here. It's making you feel maybe a little uneasy. There we go, done. I wish I could get more from that, but I don't. It's pretty straightforward. You want to feel a little more comfortable than you actually are when it comes to things here, but it's really recognizing that you are actually protected. And that's the one thing you do need to recognize. You are protected. You are in control of this. So whatever it was, I think this is more like communication, and it definitely is emotional when it comes to probably family matters of some kind. You're putting yourself in control of it, maybe out of necessity, and somebody may not be liking that, but right here, I don't think it's anything that's going to break you. This is considered the never-ending nightmare, to me, the worst card in the deck, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad in any way, because nothing here says that it's horrible. It just says really uneasy. It's all it says. It actually doesn't say any more than that at all, to be quite honest. I use these ones to clarify here. Okay, what more do we need here for the Five of Swords? Got the Tower in reverse. Now that's pretty good. See here, making this decision here, avoiding walking away from this fight, this real struggle that you got here, you're doing it because you don't want things to get worse. So this is positive. You're moving forward in a really good way because you don't want things to go bad. So see, a lot of times people see this as, oh, this horrible thing. Absolutely not. There's a very big reason that's going on here, okay? Knight of Wands, this could be something that you really need to actually move on and literally maybe physically move if that's the case. Possibly, I have no idea. But it definitely is something where there's the communication is something that is aligned or misaligned with the passions that you have, with the real goals that you have. There's something more that you really, that you want, and I think it is definitely a little more out of necessity, okay? Yeah, this is something new, and basically it's like everybody may not really be on board with this if this is a family matter. If this is just friends or something else like that, they may not be on board, but this is something that you have to do, which is a positive thing for yourself, and it's just not the easiest thing, and it sounds like it may be because of the people around you. But the definite key message is here is be loyal to yourself with what it is that you're doing. Always have to be loyal to yourself, no matter what. Even if you have a really intimate relationship, you need to be loyal to yourself. It's just how you communicate it in the relationship. Pay attention to the relationship clips that I've been putting up. That's what I'm all about, really, more than anything else. That's my expertise. So you ask those questions, and that's what I'll be answering for you, okay? Page of Cups in reverse. The Emperor. Definitely, I think it's like sort of taking charge here of something. The Tower goes directly to that. It is definitely taking charge, and I do see it as moving on something. You have the ability, the agility to really change things and actually go in the direction that you really need to. And it looks as though you're actually choosing to do that. King of Cups, the unsettled emotions. Page of Cups, Page of Cups. You're trying to turn things around. This is completely about starting something new. So this could be just changing jobs. It could be that or a physical move. But either way, there's something that is at a distance from where you are right now. Now, that could be just timeline at a distance or physically at a distance, but something is not in your grasp right now, and it's moves that you're making towards that. So you have the Page of Cups here. You're trying to turn that around in this line. Okay, so that's because something that you're letting go of. Something that is like no longer actually for you, or something that somebody else is disagreeing with. But you can see here, you're definitely taking control of things, but not in a nasty or manipulative way. And that's the beautiful part about it, because that's how it's supposed to be. Eight of Swords. This is, again, totally the stress part of it here. This is anxiety, really, about things. Again, not feeling like you're protected. It's definitely going to be uneasy. I think a lot of things are just going to be turning around for you. A lot of things are going to be up in the air. Things that may have been typically comfortable with the changes that you're making. It's going to be a little discomfort, but that doesn't mean it's going to be anything bad. It's just going to be uncomfortable, okay? And you got the Seven of Cups at the bottom. That makes a whole lot of sense. And Nine of Wands, wow, that's at the bottom of the deck. That does not make sense. With the whole Seven of Cups, you're trying to see if it's worth it. But the fact that it's in reverse, I think what you're saying is what has been happening is not worth it. So in other words, it's worth it to make the change that you have to. So you see it's positive. It's just the uneasiness of making the change. Nine of Wands, okay? It's a little bit stressful, but it is fundamental transformation. Absolutely. You got a few cards here which really symbolize the transformation. And there's discussions that are going to be about that. Nine of Wands. What do we got going on here with the Nine of Wands? Seven of Swords. I think it's a new way of doing it. I don't see this as lying and cheating and stealing. If this actually is, okay, if this is, now I don't think it really fits into everything, but for some of you it certainly could be. That's the uneasiness, okay? You're making a change because of this. Or you may not be telling everybody exactly your entire plan, which sometimes that's a good thing to do, okay? Not everybody is on board with your plan all the time. Otherwise, this typically says, much like here, and this goes diagonally, the Five of Swords straight here, skews the motorcycle out there. And swords again, wow, Five of Swords, and you got to the Nine of Swords, and you got the Seven of Swords. You're turning away from the fight and finding another way to go about things. That's what a lot of people don't see about the Seven of Swords. It is a different way of actually going about doing things. It is diving deep and actually finding another way to actually take you to a better direction, okay? And that's what people don't actually see about that. Anything more about that? Death card in reverse. Yeah, it's a big fundamental change that needs to happen. It's just not there yet, and that's the reason that you're doing it. And I think that's exactly the stress that is actually happening, okay? Again, not a terrible thing at all. It's just what it is you're going to do about it. Just because this is going the way that it is. Let's see what we got here. I'm just going to give you a little bit more because it's a little bit stressful here. A Fool card in reverse. I think that's going to be the uneasiness of Monday, okay? And Tuesday we have the Ten of Cups. This is basically the fortune after the difficulty. This is the family stuff again. Uneasy, talking to the family again, trying to make things go in a different direction. Wednesday we have what is this, the Ten of Swords. That is the ending of a cycle. Makes sense. Totally makes sense how we're saying this. Not really agreeing with how things are going. Got to make a change. Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords, okay? Talking with the family and ending of the cycle that you're actually in at the moment, okay? Which is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. That's the whole point of what you're actually doing here. And once again, we have the Magician taking charge. You got the Magician twice, okay? Beautiful. This is really pretty clear how this is actually going. Four of Swords. It is really changing and healing a whole lot of things that actually have happened, okay? And what do you got going down for the weekend? Anything in particular on the weekend here? We have got the King of Wands. Boom. Following your passion, being solid, direct, go in the direction that you want things to go and not actually really falling for any garbage. Two of Wands here. More to do. Choices that you got to make. It is in reverse. Follow the passions. It's just not aligned yet, but it will be. Look, either way you look at this, you're on the road to making the change that you need to make. Good thing is by the weekend, you're going to know you're doing the right thing solid. You may not have all the affirmations or the confirmation that is in the practical sense, but I think you will by the end of the month. This is making the change that's necessary, and that is a beautiful thing. Awesome. Let me know in the comments below any questions you do have. Email them to me or put them in the comments, and that's the questions I'm going to address when it comes down to relationships, family, intimate, whatever. That's my expertise, and that's what I'm actually going to be focusing on because, hey, it's how we do things in this world that makes the difference, especially with the people that we love the most, and that means you as well. All right, have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon.